Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to do a necklace, or no, it's not a necklace, it's a bracelet. It's a bracelet. We're going to do a bracelet using products from Didi's Bead Box. So, yeah, Didi Beads, she has beautiful things, and she does a subscription box, or it's becoming a subscription box. She is out of this box that I'm going to show you. It sold out quickly, but you can sign up for November's box. I believe it's, no, it would be, I don't know. She may be out of October's box. I don't know which box we're on. I don't know if this is September, October, but anyway, you can check it out. I will put the links in the description box below. You can go to the website or her Facebook group and check it out and see what's available and when. Okay? But yeah, we're going to make a beautiful necklace or bracelet. Oh my goodness, I've got necklace in my head. But today I've got our card out. It is Be Brave, Be Bold, and Be You. And I love this card. My niece was here a few weeks ago and she is 12. And she saw somebody on the side of the road. It was like some guy with a sign. I don't know what he was doing. But she made the comment. She was like, I would be so embarrassed to stand out there like that. And I said, why? And she said that she really worries about what people think of her, which, you know, she's 12. Of course she does. But I told her, I said, you know what, Lainey? I said, one day you will not care what people think. I said, you will learn this lesson to just be yourself and don't worry about what anyone thinks. Now, that doesn't give you license to be mean to people. That is not what I'm saying at all. And some of these people that get on and make comments and they're like, well, I say whatever I think. Well, you know what? That's not a mark of honor. That's a mark of stupidity. And you need some wisdom. You know, sometimes you need to temper what you think and not say everything right out loud all the time. But, you know, when you have wisdom and you operate with integrity, then be brave, be bold, be you. And I hope all the little girls out there will learn that they just need to be themselves and not worry about what everyone around them thinks. And all the big girls too. So as long as you're kind, that's the thing, then just be who you are. So, alrighty, let's get into this. So, Didi's Beads, oh my goodness. She sent the most beautiful things. I'm going to make a bracelet. I'm going to make this bracelet for me because the last bracelet I made using lucite leaves, and I will link it in the description box below because it has flowers on it as well. And the flowers are available on my website if you're interested. But I'm going to make this one for myself because I gave away the other one. So, if you want to make this and you do have Didi's Bead Box, here's what you're going to need. Not those. Why are they out there? You're going to need the lucite leaves, and I'm going to use all of them that she had included in the box. And this is such a pretty, pretty fall mix. Look at that. I wish I had more of these red ones. They're so, so pretty. And then I'm using, she had 2 strands in the box. There were these darker, these really, really deep red rondelles. There were these AB coated or shimmer coated. I'm not sure what they are. And I'm using some of each. So these are the really dark, deep ones. And then these are the shimmery, beautiful AB coated ones. And then I'm using some of these dark green beads that were in, I don't know if these were by themselves in the box or if they were in a mix, but I picked them out. I think they might have been in the mix. And I just picked them out. So I'm going to be using them as well. So a bunch of beads. I have the chain that she included in the box. I have a lobster clasp. This is from my own stash. I know it's huge, but I like to use big ones. Okay, so I'm sorry. Chris came in and like totally distracted me. I think I was talking about the lobster claw clasp. I like big ones, especially for bracelets because it just makes it easy to get on and off for me one-handed. Okay, and then I have 4 crimp beads, 2 wire guardians. I'm going to need 4 wire guardians. I've only got 2 out. Let me pull out 2 more. Oh, what I was thinking. 4 wire guardians. And a bunch of jump rings. So let me make sure I get these wire guardians are on my website too. And for some reason, the company that I bought them from said they were antique bronze and copper mixed. But they're all antique bronze. They look antique bronze, but when I order them in copper, this is what they send. So I don't know what their problem is. But anyway, these are antique bronze, but you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Okay, got a bunch of jump rings. And you may want to use a little bit bigger jump rings. I don't know. You probably don't really need them to be too big. We're going to be hooking these leaves on with the jump rings. So I don't know what size we're going to need. You're not going to want them to be too small or they won't fit, you know, over the end of the leaf there. So we'll see when we get to that. And then I've got 19 strand bead-along tiger tail bead stringing wire. This is in satin gold. I got this at Hobby Lobby, $14.99 on sale for $3.74. So you can't beat that. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, we're going to be using a couple of pieces of this. Okay, so get all your stuff together. If you don't have Didi's bead box, you know, use whatever you've got. I do sell these lucite leaves on my website. I don't have the red ones. I'm looking here. What color do I have? I have orange, yellow, purple, and green. I love the red. I don't have the brown either. They're so pretty. But yeah. So if you can't get them from Didi's, if her boxes are sold out or whatever, I have these. The rondelles are absolutely stunningly beautiful. I don't know if she has this stuff on her website separately. If she does, then go check it out for sure. But you can use any beads that you have. Same with the chain. You're going to want the chain to be a little bit chunky because we're going to be hooking the leaves onto it. But like I said, just if you don't have these exact products, then I don't know what you could use instead of the leaves, honestly. If you had like charms, leaf charms, like silver ones or whatever, or leaf beads, you know, sometimes we'll have leaf beads like the check glass leaf bead. You could use those. So you'll just have to use your imagination if you don't have these exact products. But anyway, so alrighty, grab everything together that you want to use and come right on back and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our chain and we're going to do our middle strand. Now, I wrap this around my wrist. I probably will not leave much of an extender because I'm going to be keeping this one for myself anyway, so I know, you know, where I need my wrist to be or where I need my chain to be. So mine is right about here, okay? So if I measure this with my ruler, it is right at about, it's about 7 inches, but I've got to account for my lobster claw clasp here. So I really need to cut my chain at about 6 inches. So right about here is where I need to cut my chain. So I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to open and close this chain because these are big old links and they look kind of thick. So I don't want to ruin my cutters. So I'm just going to take this, open it right up. Yeah, my pliers aren't even, there we go. Okay, open it right up. I'm just going to go ahead and hook my lobster on while I'm at it, while I have that open, and just close it right back. Okay, so we're looking at about 7 inches here, a little bit more maybe, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to set the chain aside. Now we're going to hook our leaves on. So I want this to be really, really full, mainly in the middle, because really, I mean, the only part that's the part that goes around your wrist here, you know, you really want these links right in here to be the ones that are really full. So I'm going to try to concentrate all of my leaves right there in the middle. And so I'm just going to take a jump ring. This is super simple. I'm going to take a leaf and I'm just going to hook it on. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could bead and make dangles and put them on here too. But I really just want the leaves on here, I think. So I'm just going to make sure that I just concentrate them right here in the middle portion. And I'm going to separate the colors and make sure that I don't have, you know, all the yellows in one spot or whatever. Okay, this is going to be really pretty fall. These fall colors that she put in this box are just absolutely stunning. I think this is one of the prettiest, color-wise, one of the prettiest boxes I've seen in a while. It's beautiful. And I am, like I said, I'm concentrating them all right here in the middle because when you put this on, these leaves tend to like lay over and you really do need a whole bunch of them right in the middle. Otherwise, they just kind of flop over and they look too spaced out, and I don't want that. So I want them to be really full. Let's see, let's do a brown one down here. I really like these lucite leaves. I had somebody say something on one of my comments that they don't use lucite at all unless it's going to be covered up. And I don't know. I mean, to each his own, you know, you can do whatever you want. But I think that there are some absolutely beautiful lucite components. And I don't know why you would limit yourself like that. I don't know. But some people just prefer not to use it, I guess. But I think it's beautiful. I mean, I would wear these lucite leaves proudly, and I will. I think they're really pretty. All right, so let's go right here. I'm just trying to keep them, like I said, concentrated kind of in the middle. And I'm just going to keep on attaching them. She's even got a lighter orange in here, kind of like a 2 different shades of orange. These are so pretty. Yeah, I think you greatly limit yourself when you refuse to use certain components just because of what they're made of. I mean, I don't know. I just think these are beautiful. But I get it. I mean, some people look at it as cheap, but I don't. But I was never a brand name girl anyway. I mean, in school, you know, when all the other kids had to have like Nike or Adidas, I didn't care. I didn't care if it came from Walmart as long as I liked the way it looked. You know, I didn't care, and I'm still that way. I don't care. I think if I think it's pretty, then I'm going to use it. I don't care what the name is on it or what it, you know. That to me just seems silly, but I've always been that way, and I know that's not, a lot of people aren't that way, but I've always been that way. My parents were glad because they didn't have to invest in all this expensive, you know, when all my friends were wearing MAC makeup and spending tons of money on one thing. I get my makeup at Dollar Tree now, but I could go to, you know, Walmart or even, you know, step up a little bit and just JCPenney or wherever, but I could get 3 times the amount of stuff that they were getting. So my parents got blessed that way, I guess. And Chris is too, because I'm still that way. I don't care. If I think it's pretty, I don't care what name is on it. In fact, I'd rather shop for non-name brand things because you can get so much more. There we go. This is pretty. I mean, I can't say that I don't like it. I think it's gorgeous. I think the leaves are pretty. Love these colors. Fall's my favorite time of year. Absolutely favorite time of year. I wish I had like 15 more of these red ones. They're so pretty. They're such a deep, just really pretty red. And they almost have a gold. I don't know if you can see, but it almost looks like a gold or copper. I know it isn't. I think it's just the shine on the lucite, but it almost looks like a metallic effect in the veining on these. Okay, where can I put this one? I think, let me flip this over, because I don't want it to be right beside that one, but I do want it to be on the top. Let's try right here. I want it to show up, because the reds are just so pretty. You would never know that it's fall here in Fayetteville. I guess you kind of would. It's getting a little bit crisp in the mornings, but it's still pretty hot outside. My dahlias are blooming, which I think is unnatural for this time of year, but I'm glad they are. I told Chris, I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, they haven't bloomed all summer. I don't know why they're blooming now, but they are. They look really pretty. Our hibiscus is still blooming. We have 2 hibiscus plants. That's one thing I love about North Carolina. You can keep the plants going until way into the cold. I mean, we don't really get like freezing cold weather here, but your plants can bloom for a long time. I will take my hibiscus plants in. I'll take a lot of things in. And things that normally, like my mom lives in West Virginia, she can't. Her hibiscus, I don't think, comes back every year. I think it's an annual and not a perennial. But I can take mine inside, and it'll come back next year. So it's pretty nice that way. Alrighty. I'm just hooking these on. See how I'm concentrating them right in the middle? Because when you lay this on your wrist, watch how it kind of, see, they kind of spread out. They kind of fall out. So you want it to, that's really pretty. Yeah, it is really pretty. Okay. So I'm just going to attach these last few, just still kind of keeping them in the middle. You can even attach them to each other if you want to. Like, you know, I could take this brown one and I could just attach it right here to this orange one. Just make it real full and fluffy. Let's see, let's take this orange one and we'll attach it right here to this green one. Make sure you get your jump rings closed up too, because like that one right there, I did not get closed up very good, and these will fall off if you don't because they're kind of thin. That was an antique bronze. I'm just going to try to keep with the copper jump rings. Alright, now I think I'll put this one under here because I have a lot of orange showing. So I'm just going to go right under here with this guy. Yeah, really, really pretty. And then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go right underneath this yellow. And I've got two more. I've got a green and a brown. So my green one, I think I'm going to go over here and put the green one over here. And the last brown one, I don't really want to put another brown one on top, so I think I'm going to go underneath here, like underneath this orange one, and it'll just kind of give it another layer down there, but I want the colors to show a little bit more than the brown. Okay, so here we have it. So it is very full and fluffy, so when you wear it, whoops, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be very full and fluffy. Really pretty. Okay, now we're going to do our other two rows. Okay, so we've got this one here. I'm going to take a length of tiger tail, probably about the same length that I've got out here because you're going to need a little bit of room to finish the ends. Okay, so I'm going to cut it about 6-7 inches, something like that. And I am going to put a bead bug on the end because I'm notorious for having these my beads fall off the end, which I could just crimp it, but I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, now I am going to take, you can set your jump rings aside for now. I got them mixed up with my wire guardians. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm just going to bead however I want to bead. Okay, so do I want to use, she also included in this box some copper spacers. And I am debating, let me get my box down here. I'm debating using some of these in here as well. I think I might. Not a lot of them, but just a few. So let me grab these some of these copper spacers. So yeah, we may include some of those. I might put one on the end here. Okay, and now I'm just going to bead this up. I'm going to do it like in no pattern. I'm just going to just pick the beads up. I mean, I'm going to try not to have like 2 or 3 of the same color next to each other, but so like I've got yellow, I'll do another green, orange, this dark red. Let's see, another yellow, this lighter red. And see, these are just going to lay right on the sides. Orange, we'll do the green again. this kind of gold color. There's yellow in here, and then there's kind of a gold color too. They're different. Oh, I've been forgetting to put these in, haven't I? I was going to use those. Yeah, that's okay. Let's do a red, a deep red. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to hook this in with a jump ring on the last rung of my bracelet. So I just need to make sure that I make this the right length so that it's not too long and not too short. Use a bright red one. Oops. All right. Let me measure it. Yeah, I'm looking right at about 5 inches of beads. I know I'll at least need 6 inches of beads. So I'll add a few more on. Okay. That's looking about right. Yeah, that's right at about 6 inches. I'm going to add just a couple more. Let's see, what do I need? I'll do one of these dark red ones. And that's probably going to be enough, actually. Yeah, I'm right at 6 inches. I'm going to add one more to the end, one of these brown ones, copper ones. Okay, so here we have it. Now I'm going to go ahead on this end and I'm going to do my crimp. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your crimp bead on, just like this. Move this stuff out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to put your crimp bead on, and then you're going to take your wire guardian and you're going to go up one channel and down the other one, just like this. Okay, now I'm going to hook this directly onto my chain right here. I'm not going to use a jump ring. I'm just going to hook it directly on, and I'm going to go back through my crimp bead. So I put my crimp bead on, put my wire guardian on, went up and around the wire guardian, hooked it to the chain, and now I'm going to go ahead and crimp. But first of all, I like to do this with my wire guardian. I like to take it and just squeeze it together. I just like the way that it makes it lay better, I think. Okay. Now, you want to make sure when you're crimping that your wires are laying side by side. Okay, let me zoom in. So if you can see, my wires are laying side by side right there. That's what you want. And you're going to lay this in the channel of your crimper, the little divot in the back, and you're just going to take it and crimp it down. And when you do that, it puts one wire in each of these little channels. Okay? And then we're going to turn this vertical in our crimping plier, and we're just going to crimp it. Okay, and it makes a little wrapped over crimp. Pull on it, make sure it's secure, and I like to let my wire go up inside a few of my beads. Okay, now I'm going to pull this tight. And I'm going to lay it out flat next to this one and check it, because I think I've got too many beads on here. I'm going to need to take some off. And I don't want this to bow up. I want it to lay flat. It needs to go up against your other one, so move your leaves out of the way and just lay them side by side, just like this. And so by the time I add my clasp in there, yeah, I have got a bunch of extra beads on. Okay, so I'm going to take these off because I don't want it too long. I mean, it can be a little bit long. I mean, that's not a big deal, but I don't want it huge. So I'm going to put one green one back on and one metal bead, and that should do it for me. Yeah, it's a little bit over 6 inches, so that's what I need. All right, so I'm going to take this other end right here. Now, we're going to take our crimp bead and put it on. Then our wire guardian, go up one side of your wire guardian. Now I have to figure out where I want to hook this onto the chain. So I want to move all these leaves. I really want this to lay up next to the other one. So just hold it on there where it needs to go, and I'm going to hook it right here on this one. Okay, now my little crimp bead is floating up into my wire guardian. Okay, I'm going to hook the wire guardian on the chain where I want it to go. I'm going to go up and around. And this will be different for everybody, obviously, because you need to make it to fit you or whoever you're making it for. So you'll just have to measure yourself. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this tight. Now, I'm going to take my plier, not my cutter, that was my cutter. Take my plier, bend this in a little bit, the wire guardian. Now, it's kind of hard to see at this point whether your wires are side by side. You just have to kind of, you know, hope that they are and get them the best that you can. But I'm going to take my crimping plier. I'm going to get it right on in here in the little divot in the back. I am trying to make sure that that's laying side by side. I think it is, but I can't really tell. Okay, and I'm just going to crimp it down. And it looks like it did pretty good. So then I'm going to take it, turn it vertical. And fold this piece over, the crimp over. All right. You want to pull on it, make sure it's secure, and then just cut your wire. Okay, and here's what I've got. Okay, I'm going to do another strand, same thing that I did there. So go ahead and do your other strand. I'm going to measure it the same. I'm not going to put the beads on in the exact same places. Like, I'm not going to do red, green, just like this, but I am going to put the same amount of beads on for the other side. Go ahead and do yours and come on back. Okay, so I've got my other side ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this out to where I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to, just the same as we did with this row over here, I'm going to hook my other row on over here on the other side of this chain. So I need to make sure, because as you can see, that was flipped. I need to make sure my chain is laying flat and it's not twisted, because I want to get this hooked on the opposite side of the link. So if you can see this link here, this one's hooked on that side of it. I want to make sure this one goes on this side of it, because if it doesn't, it's going to cross over, and I don't want it to do that. If you don't mind it crossing over, then do it however you want, but I don't want mine to cross over. So, and this is stuck in my bead bug. There we go. I'm going to move the bead bug to the other end because I'm going to concentrate on this end first. And I'm going to grab a crimp bead, whoops, and my wire guard. Okay, so I'm going to put my crimp bead on. Same thing as we did before. I just want to make sure that I get this hooked on the right side of the chain. Okay, I'm going up and over the wire guardian. Now, it's got to go on this side of this link, and that is just so it won't cross over, so it'll stay where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to put it on, pull the wire guardian up into there. It is on the other side where I need it to be. I'm going to take my wire down through my crimp bead again. Okay, and again, I'm going to pull this a little bit. I don't want to use that much wire in case I need it on the other end. Again, I'm going to try to make sure that these are not crossed. I'm going to bend this together right here a little bit. I just like to do that. I think it makes the wire guardians look better. You don't have to do it. It's just something I've always done. Okay, and then I'm going to lay this in the divot, pull this up, make sure that my wires aren't crossed, make sure everything's tight. Okay. And crimp it down. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn it vertical and crimp it over. Just like this. And I like to go around it a couple times just to make sure that it's closed good. And then I like to jerk on it. Because if your bracelet or your necklace or whatever you're making is going to come loose, you want it to come loose now, before you either give it to somebody or you're wearing it or somebody else is wearing it. So I just give it a good little jerk and make sure it seems secure there. Okay. So there's our top. Now we got those on either side of the chain just like they need to be. Now I'm going to lay this chain out. I've got to get it right on the other end. And the leaves are in the way. Okay, there we go. All right, so the other end, just making sure it's not twisted. I need to get it on this side of the link here. So I'm going to take my crimp bead, same as before. Whoops. Wire Guardian. Go up and over the Wire Guardian. And just make sure that I'm laying it on the right side of the link in here. And I'm going down through my crimp bead and a couple more beads. I usually just shove it down through there, and wherever it comes out, if it goes down through a couple, I just pull it out. Okay, there we go. All right, pull that tight. And we're going to crimp again. So I'm just going to lay it in the little divot here. Whoops, I've got them upside down. Lay it in the little divot here in the back. And again, you can't really make sure that they're not crossed here. It's just, you can't because you can't see, but just do the best you can. And then turn this vertical and close it up. Give it a good pinch, give it a good tug, and trim this wire off. Okay, so here is our finished bracelet. Now let me get these leaves where they're supposed to go, just like this. Okay, I think it is, and of course it's going to get all tangled up on me right now because I'm on camera. Okay, there we go. All right, so then when you wear it, you're just going to put it on, and you can buckle it down as tight as you want it to go, and you just have a really pretty, go back out, really pretty fall themed, fall colors. I can't get it buckled. I could, but it'd take me a minute. So I'm going to put it on a form and come right back. But oh, I love it. I think it's so pretty. I love these colors. So I will be right back and we'll take a look at it. Okay guys, so here it is. I think it turned out really, really pretty. I love the lucite leaves. I've got to say, I think they're gorgeous. And these colors are just so fall and so beautiful. So I hope you guys like it. Check out Didi Beads. I will link everything in the description box below. It looks like an awesome subscription box to be a part of. And like I said, I think this one's sold out, but next month maybe you can definitely, hopefully get on board. So just check it out. Check out the links that I put in the box below and see what you can find. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and ring the bell, because if you don't ring the bell, you're not going to know when I upload videos. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.